Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Andy, and I thought I'd go over my Fender Model 400 pedal steel and kind of talk the history about it, me getting it and showing a couple things as to what I'm doing to get around on it, to identify things, what works with the pedals, and so on and so forth. I picked this up a few months ago and bought it from an older gentleman who apparently had bought it from Nashville, Tennessee Guitar Center, where Dan Dugmore had apparently traded it, and I can't confirm that. I tried reaching out to Dan, no avail because we're not friends on Facebook, so kind of got to take it, with a grain of salt. But as I tore this thing down, I started cleaning it, and I took the tuning dish off of here, and there's a name underneath there somebody had signed. And I typed the name in on Google, and the first thing that popped up was an obituary. So I started scrolling through, and sure shit, I find this picture on there. This individual playing it, his band back in 1960 or whatever. And there's the name Dean painted on the front of it. I go take a look in here, and I could see the halo of the name Dean. So I've identified who it is that owns this. Unfortunately, he passed in 2016, and I can't get a hold of his family. It's just proved to be too difficult, and nobody's responding to anything. So kind of just let that be. But I've always wanted a pedal steel. Go figure, my first vintage instrument I buy is a pedal steel. And built in 1958, tone volume, Jaguar pickup, typical straight bar bridge and nut. It's not the roller version. 8 strings tuned to D7 instead of E9 because of the string tension of it being a long scale. So comes with 4 pedals. I got the original case over there. It's totally awesome. The outer pedal will control your D, and then the far right one, the far outer right pedal, will tune it down, which is weird. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it with the chords and all that, different phrases. But then you've got your A-B pedal in the middle of it, which, so, that's just like a B bender. It's very identifiable. Is that a word? Anyway. So what I've been doing to get around on it is I've been finding like so I've been kind of working on just identifying scales, and you could transfer that down a fret. So that's all it is just innocent messing around with this thing. And the other thing I've been kind of fiddling around with is, like, say for me, I go to my 5th, 6th, and 7th string, and mind you, because of D7, I picked the first thickest string and the 8 that go along with that, so I left the 2 high strings off of it, which I'm actually going to change it around. I'm going to go from the high to the low 8 and leave the 2 thick strings off because I just don't utilize them. Well, let me rephrase that. I like the higher pitch chimey stuff. It just appeals to me more. I like the 50s, 60s, 70s country. So I digress here. But what I was doing was I found that chord, right, on my 5th, 6th, and 7th. Well, then, so 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then I dropped to my 6th, 7th, 8th, and I went, those are really close together. And then I hit my A-B pedal, so everything, at least in this regard, goes together. And my thought is that if you're down here, you can't really go any higher. You've kind of plateaued. If you go up here and you do that same chord, well, now you just added again, I don't know what chord to go to after that without really learning this thing. So I'm working on it. But yeah, I just thought I would show kind of what I'm doing. And what I forgot to add too is that I upgraded my my slider, my bar, whatever, you know, tuning bar, whatever you want to call them, to the Ernie Ball Heavy, and it's the wider one. It's almost 3/4 to, I think it's 3/4 to an inch big, and this thing helps a lot because of the weight. It takes less for me to hold it down, and I have carpal tunnel issues with my hands, well, at least in my left hand, so this has actually helped me a great deal. And you know, positioning myself to where I'm a little further over, that way I'm not doing as hard of, you know, jamming my hand up here. But yeah, man, and I typically plug into an Ernie Ball volume pedal for now, and then I go into a Fender DeVille, Hot Rod DeVille, or I got a Deluxe over here, you know, and just dial it into what sounds good to me, use the tone knob over here. But yeah, so that's all I really have for it. I'm not a very educated slide player, so I apologize if that's what you were looking for. But, you know, I'm only 3 months into playing with this thing, so, you know, that taken into consideration, you know. But very cool instrument to start with. I'm glad I found the owner. You know, this thing had spent its life in the bars over the years, so that's so cool. You know, you think about it, the 60s through the 80s of the prime era of country music, you know, the old twangy stuff that I love, you know, beer drinking, foot tapping kind of stuff, you know, this thing was part of that. So cool. It's just so cool to own it. So yeah, man. But yeah, I'll be posting more videos on here of a mixture of stuff. I have another one of a Strat that I have that I was kind of showing some things on. But I'm going to start posting some videos again. I used to have a YouTube channel on here, but I got really burnt out on it. And to me, YouTube was always a tool. It wasn't a job. And people turned it into a job and really distorted what the purpose was of this. But that's what I'm going back to, the old school way of doing videos on here and just having fun and giving you guys cool content to watch. So yeah, but I'm going to get in gear. It is July 4th, so happy Independence Day, everybody. You have yourself a good one. Don't blow your finger off, and we'll talk to you soon. Later.